my bed. I got scales all on my floor. I got money on the line, plus I'm clocking it below. I got.
Yo, what's up, guys, and welcome to Shiki. Today we're gonna be reacting to
The Most Beautiful Life Goes On, a story of BTS.
Yes, and this has been requested a lot, and due to us not having a lot of time, we're gonna split this into 3 parts. So we're doing part 1 today, and then part 2 tomorrow, and then part 3 the next day. Sounds good?
Yes.
All right, and here we go.
Today, everyone knows the name of BTS. They've been invited onto late-night talk shows, they've shattered records, they've sold out stadiums, they've made it onto the big screen. These days, you'd be hard-pressed to find someone who didn't know who these guys were, or at least haven't heard one of their songs. And if they don't, either they've been living under a rock, or they're 100 years old. The success of the Bangtan Boys is worldwide, but it wasn't always like this. And it all started with one man. YG. YG wanted to make himself a rap group. In the late 90s, he experimented with this idea with different trainees, eventually choosing 7 members. And while 3 of them eventually left, the remaining 4, Teddy, Danny, Jinhwan, and Baekhyun, debuted in 1998 as One Time. Their first album, titled One for Your Mind, was one of the year's best-selling albums and won several awards, including the Global Disc and SBS Music Awards for Best New Artist and KMTV's Award for Best Hip Hop Artist. The group enjoyed moderate success and released 4 more albums before going on indefinite hiatus in 2006 due to their mandatory military service. The year was 2010, and the 5-year-old company, Big Hit Entertainment, had previously signed 2 artists, 88 and 2AM. They had their share of successes, but they were very traditional K-pop groups. Big Hit wanted a fresh, new sound, and upon listening to One Time, CEO Hitman Bang Si-hyuk had decided that that was the sound that he was looking for. And on top of that, the youth needed someone to relate to, and more importantly, look up to. He had decided he would create a hip-hop group. At 15 years old, Kim Namjoon auditioned for a certain Big Deal Records, which he completely botched, forgetting the lyrics to the song he was performing. Afterwards, fellow rapper Sleepy recommended that he try auditioning at another label, Big Hit, and even put in a good word for him to one of the producers there. At age 16, Kim auditioned in front of Bang Si-hyuk himself, and instantly impressed him. He was offered a deal with Big Hit on the spot, which Kim accepted and became a trainee, officially choosing a name for himself, Rap Monster, destined to become the leader of the newly created group. Now that a fearless leader was chosen, they needed more members.
Face.
He has, but that is pretty cool though.
Yeah.
He was going hard even at 16 and at a very young age. Ooh, sugar.
Min Young-gi was a 17-year-old living in Daegu, an avid basketball player and rapper. He had been interested in music, especially rap, from a very early age, and despite his parents' disapproval, started performing as a rapper while still in high school. He quickly gained attention as a rapper and producer in the underground hip-hop scene. One day he saw a flyer for a rap competition called Hit It and decided to participate. And although he only placed second, the company hosting the competition, you guessed it, Big Hit, decided to sign him on as a producer. Hitman Bang spoke with him afterwards, convincing him to join a newly created hip-hop group. He told him to just focus on rapping and assured him that he wouldn't need to dance. He was lying. And just like that, the new group had a second member, known as Suga, a combination of the first 2 syllables of shooting guard, his favorite position in basketball. But they wouldn't stop there. Rappers...
Did you see that? You know, his favorite spot in basketball was a shooting guard. And that's where he got his name from?
Yeah, you told me like...
Yeah, it's super
were
cool.
nice, but Big Hit actually needed a dancer. Jung Ho-seok always loved dancing. He was in the starting lineup of the dance crew Neuron in his hometown, Gwangju. He was good at it too, winning several local championships and even winning a championship at the national level in 2008. When he decided to audition for JYP Entertainment though, after a few rounds of auditions, he was cut. Fortunately, he didn't give up and went to his second option, a smaller, lesser-known company, Big Hit Entertainment. His dance skills and strong understanding of rhythm made him an instant favorite, and he was signed on as J-Hope. Not only that, but they saw potential in him to become a rapper, which at this point he had little experience with. However, J-Hope quickly felt that he wasn't a good fit and decided to leave Big Hit until RM convinced both J-Hope and Big Hit that the group wouldn't be complete without him.
Dang. So he actually, first of all, he failed his first audition with another company. So imagine if he actually got signed, then maybe BTS wouldn't have existed. So look how things turn out. He lost the first one, and he got the second one with Big Hit, but he actually left until RM. I mean, he's a leader for a reason, right? Good job on him.
He was right.
아니 근데 형 항상
중앙고에 아니에요. 정우석 와야 된다고. 정우석 안 오면 진짜 안 된다고. 멤버 믿고 간 거야 나 그냥. 올해 했고 멤버 보고 왔다. 멤버 보고 왔어 진짜. 근데 나는 진짜 네가 그 예약.
With the addition of J-Hope, the rap line was complete. Now they needed some singers. Now, just like how RM, an amazing rapper with a ton of experience, was chosen as the first official member of the rap line, it would only make sense that a legendary singer and dancer would be the perfect first member of the vocal line. Right? But Kim Seok-jin didn't have any sort of experience like that. Believe it or not, one day when he was walking on the streets of his hometown, Anyang, he was approached by a representative of SM Entertainment with an offer to work for the company. In typical Jin fashion, he never followed up with them because he believed it to be a scam. Apparently, Jin was a very good-looking guy because years later, this time as a college student in Seoul, he was once again approached on the street, this time by an executive at Big Hit Entertainment.
That's crazy, man.
He didn't sing, he didn't dance. He was at school to become an actor, and he decided to audition to become an actor. Big Hit, however, had different plans for him, and convinced him to become a vocalist for their new group. To do so, he literally learned to dance and sing starting from zero, but thankfully, not without help from other vocalists.
I gotta say, it doesn't matter how many times I hear that story, the fact that he was walking down the street, and they just picked him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and then he's become such a good dancer, such a good singer too, right?
Jungkook initially had dreams of becoming a badminton player when he was young, but after seeing G-Dragon perform Heartbreaker on television, it influenced him to want to become a singer instead. Because of this, at only age 14, he decided to audition for the South Korean talent show, Superstar K. He didn't pass auditions, but this was just enough to catch the eye of not one company, not two companies, but 7 different companies. This included JYP, FNC, Woollim, Starship Entertainment, TS, Cube, and of course, Big Hit Entertainment. So why did Jungkook, given the choice of all these big companies, decide to go with the relatively smaller company, Big Hit? The answer was simple. Because he thought, and I quote, RM was cool, so I wanted to sign with them. That brings the number of members to 5. The next member of BTS was just as surprised to find Big Hit as Big Hit was to find him, and it almost didn't happen. Kim Taeyong was always passionate about music, and it was always his dream to pursue it as a career. However, it was hard, as his family was poor, his parents being humble farmers. His father told him that if he was passionate about music, he should learn an instrument, and he did, spending 3 years practicing with the saxophone. One day, one of his friends decided to audition for Big Hit Entertainment when they were holding auditions in his hometown of Daegu. Taeyong, being a good friend, came with him to keep him company. But when one of the team members in charge of the audition saw Taeyong, he encouraged him to audition as well. With nothing to lose, he did. That day, he was the only one in Daegu to move on to the next round of auditions, and eventually...
Do you hear that? He went with his friend to just be there with him while he had an audition. His friend had an audition.
His friend had an audition?
Yeah, he didn't. He was just there as company. You know, like your friend goes somewhere, you're like, all right, I'm coming with you. And basically from that, they noticed him and they told him to also be involved in the audition. And he was the only one out of everyone that passed.
For real?
Yeah, just crazy.
Eventually
how
became a
things
trainee
worked out.
for Big Hit
Incredible.
Entertainment. They decided to keep him as a surprise member and didn't want to reveal him as one of the members until his debut. In the same vein, Big Hit had him choose something mysterious for his stage name. He decided to go with V for victory. Here seems like a nice round number to stop, right? 6 members for a new hip-hop group, 3 rappers and 3 vocalists. It seems like a complete group, but still there was something missing. Someone was missing. Someone that could take this already great group of artists and push it even further to achieve perfection. A powerhouse. Someone so naturally talented that they could stand out in a room full of already talented artists. This project that Big Hit had embarked upon needed a capstone. Park Jimin was a naturally talented dancer. When he was in middle school, he attended a dance academy and continued to pursue dance at Busan High School of Arts, where he studied contemporary dance and was the top student in the whole modern dance department. Impressed by his raw talent, a teacher encouraged him to audition for Big Hit Entertainment, who were holding auditions in Busan. He was only 16 when he passed the audition and moved to Seoul to become a trainee. He was the final member of the group, and he also had the shortest training period.
That is crazy, isn't it? That was really insane.
What's interesting to note is that the group feels very much ragtag because in a sense, with the exception of Jimin, it was. RM and J-Hope only auditioned for Big Hit because they didn't pass their auditions with the first company they chose. And despite their amazing talent, Suga and Jungkook didn't win the competitions they were in, but they signed on to Big Hit after the fact because of their high quality performances. V never even planned on auditioning and just decided to do it on a whim. And they literally just found Jin on the streets, but perhaps it was fate, because this was the group that they chose. And just like that, in 2012, the newly created Bangtansoneondan, the Bulletproof Boy Scouts, were
Bangtansoneondan. Bangtansoneondan.
simply BTS, was 7.
Is
All
that
right,
it for
so-
part one?
Yeah, we can just, it's a perfect place. After introduction, we stop here.
Yeah.
Once again, you know, we already know their
it was
names.
very impressive. And
Yeah.
That's my thoughts on it.
We know their names and, you know, like some backstory, but there's like 20 minutes left of this video. But there's some info that we didn't really see, you know, the details, the small details of how they got auditioned and the fact that they failed and then, you know, they get picked up. And it just, everything about some of the members seems so coincidental that it seems like it was written in the stars almost, that it was meant to happen. Because imagine, like, you find this, like, these 7 people and all of them, like, it's like people failing auditions, people just happening to be there, like, on the road, like, just crazy coincidences. And yeah, now they're here, they're just rocking the world. But yeah, this was it for part 1. It seems to be a really well made video, really easy to follow and, you know, understand all the info. So thank you guys for recommending it, and we're gonna release part 2 tomorrow. Yeah, so yeah, thank you guys.
I'm grinding like a pro skater, baby mama bugging.